Bonjour everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you are doing well wherever you are in the world. As you have seen in the title of this video, today we are going to talk about my 2026 luxury wish list. And to be completely transparent with you, I initially wanted to record and upload my 2026 fall winter best of for the menswear collection that just walked the runway. You know that I like to do this type of video to basically summarize the next trends that I have identified in each menswear collection and then to discuss that with you. But to be completely transparent with you, we were on vacation recently. We just came back 3 days ago and I didn't really have the time to deep dive in this menswear collection. So bear with me, it's gonna be done I think in February and I can't wait to share my thoughts with you on that topic. But for today, we're gonna talk about my luxury wish list for this year. And to be again transparent with you, I felt a bit awkward going into that video as well because I don't live under a rock, so I obviously know what is happening in the US or in the world in general right now. I didn't want that video to feel completely detached from reality because we are going to talk about materialistic things, but also things that cost money. And so I completely come from a place of being very privileged to be able to talk about this and to be able to experience what I experience and to buy what I can buy. So I'm completely aware of that. But I also think that two things can be true at the same time. So we can be educated and aware and taking action on what is happening out there, but we can also, I guess, seeking lighter content and putting lighter content out there as well, because I think it's also important to escape once in a while from the gloomy news that we can hear every day and to seek like lighter content and more, I guess, joyful content. So I hope you understand where I'm coming from with this video. So yeah, I just wanted to, I guess, do this little disclaimer. It's important for me to really share my thoughts and my feelings with you guys. So hopefully you understand where I come from. Okay, let's jump to the actual 2026 wish list, and you're gonna see it's gonna be a mix of different topics, different things I want to buy and accomplish in 2026. It's not gonna be only about like material thing because that's just not my intent for this year. I just don't want to, I guess, only buy things that I don't have. I know that's probably like what those like luxury wish lists are about, but I also want to be more transparent with you guys and that this is not exactly what I only want to accomplish this year. So I just wanted to share that with you. The first thing I want to accomplish this year is to travel. Again, it comes from a very privileged place. I'm totally aware of that. I'm so lucky to be in that position and grateful to have built this life where I can do what I'm doing. And so we were sitting with my partner recently and we were saying to each other that would be awesome if once a year we can go to a place that we have never been before, you know, just to experiment something completely new. And we have been able to tackle that already because we went in Patagonia recently. We just came back again a few days ago and none of us have been to Chile before and Patagonia before. And that was such a wonderful trip. I mean, if you are debating about going to Patagonia, don't debate anymore and just go because this is such a special part of the world. Just the scenery, the landscape. Yeah, it was just a special trip. We were able to go on different type of adventures, meet new people and just experience things that you will not do during your day-to-day life. So I feel very blessed that we were able to take this trip. And for the next ones, we definitely want to go back to France. You know that I'm French and I want to go back there as much as possible because all of my family is there. All of my childhood friends are there as well. We are going to go in June. I actually have to go there for work, so it's a good timing. I want to take some vacation there to enjoy my loved one too. So I think it's going to be a mix of Paris and Toulouse, and I'm going to probably do like a Parisian vlog there because I know that you guys generally like this type of video, like some Parisian recommendations. So stay tuned with that. Hopefully we will be able to go somewhere else in Europe during this time, but I guess it depends of timing and I need to work more on the detail of this trip, but it's more to come. Then in September or October, I really want to go to Korea with my friend Clementine. I'm actually going to have dinner with her tonight, so we're going to talk about that more in details. But she's never been to Seoul, and yeah, I think it could be such a fun place for us to go together. I love the idea of going on a trip with a friend as well, so yeah, that's going to be fun. So we need to definitely work on the details a bit bit more. But I feel like if this year I've been to South America and then to France or Europe in June and then in Asia, so Korea in September or October, I will feel very lucky to have been able to travel to those different places. Obviously, I'm going to travel within the US as well for my job. You know that I'm working as a business developer, so I have to, attend some conferences and trade shows, and I have to visit my clients as well. I will be actually going to the Pacific Northwest, so Portland, Seattle next month. During the year, I'm going to probably go to New York, San Francisco, this type of places. So yeah, I can wait for 2026 to be filled with more travel, international or within the US. And again, I feel very blessed and happy that I'm able to experience those places. And I'm excited about this year for that reason. Okay, in the second category for my 2026 luxury wish list will be more about educating myself on a new topic or learning more about a certain domain. I'm not sure if I ever mentioned that in this channel, but I work in the US since 13 years now in the food ingredients / flavor space for the food industry. And the other side of this activity, of this industry, is really everything related to ingredients for the fragrances industry, for the perfume industry. And that's what they call the fine fragrance industry. And that's definitely a domain or an industry where I'm less knowledgeable. So I would love to gain new skills on a professional level. I think it can definitely help my career, but also on a personal level. And for that, I have identified some classes. Some of them are online, but I would love to do some in-person one as well. I have found this school in Paris that are teaching some summer classes, so I'm trying to see if those summer classes can be at the same time as while I'm going to be there for my work and my vacation. TBD on that, hopefully it's gonna work. I think in general it's so important to stay curious and to want to learn new things, because that's what keeps an open mind, really. And honestly, we can definitely use that worldwide right now. It could be something as simple as wanting to learn about cooking something differently, or learning a new language, or learning a new industry or a new activity, whatever is the topic there. But just keeping an open mind, staying curious, I think is definitely key today and in general, just to, I guess, make the best of your life. Really, that's how I will summarize it. Learning more for me in the perfumery space is definitely on my 2026 luxury wish list. Okay, third category in this 2026 luxury wish list, and actually that's a nice bridge in between my previous category to this one. I really want to continue to build my small fragrances collection, and to be completely transparent with you, today I'm mainly using my Parade de Céline that I bought last year. It was definitely one of my best purchases of 2025. I'm using this perfume almost every day. I also use once in a while my Bleu de Chanel. Stopped using it for a while, and I feel like I'm going back to it now. The one I'm using every time I shave, because that's an aftershave, is Terre d'Hermès, which I absolutely love as well. So I definitely want to explore new fragrances, new scents, new avenues there. The number one brand I'm targeting there is Bottega Veneta. I think I've mentioned that for a while now. I think they've done such a good job in their fragrances department. It's not cheap by any means, but honestly, I'm able to justify the pricing of those fragrances just with the packaging and the marketing. They also have amazing scents as well. They launched in 2025 their Mezzanotte, I think that was the name of the collection, which were only parfum. Before that, it was only eau de parfum. And the one that is speaking to me the most, I would say, is Inoki, which has just this woody scent that I love. I think that's the one I'm gonna go for. I have to decide if I buy that in the US, which would be more expensive, or if I wait for my trip to France to purchase this fragrance. I mean, it's not like a big rush, but still I would love to have this perfume rather earlier than later. I also want to buy the travel spray version of it, because again, that's such a practical thing to have. I'm using my Celine travel spray on a regular basis. It's always practical to have those travel spray to avoid bringing your perfume with you on vacation. Other than that, I think I want to experiment other brands as well. I know that Loewe have a great selection of perfume as well. I love their candles, so I'm sure they're doing a good job about fragrances as well. I know that Aesop is doing amazing fragrances as well, so I want to get more familiar about those too. What else? I think that's the main brands I have in mind right now. So I'm really excited to discover more fragrances in 2026, but my main target as far as what to buy would be for sure Inoki by Bottega Veneta. Okay, next category in this 2026 luxury wish list is ready to wear. And I'm mainly focusing for this particular category into pre-loved / vintage pieces. One of the collection that have spoken to me now for quite a while is a spring-summer 2015 from Saint Laurent by Hedi Slimane. I'm a very nostalgic person, so I think the reason why I'm mainly focusing into, I guess, pre-loved or vintage pieces right now is because they are bringing me back to a certain era of my life. And I've always also liked the ready-to-wear by Saint Laurent. I love Hedi Slimane universe, and this particular collection, so the spring-summer 2015, is really like a good mix in between, I guess, hippie and rock and roll, and it's very Californian too. And Hedi Slimane has been really influenced by California. I do live in California. I don't know, there is a lot of like bridges here that is making me really appeal to this collection. So bottom line, I really want to acquire some key pieces from this collection. I already have like a couple that I'm really proud to have. This is not like pieces I necessarily wear a lot, although I can if I want to. So it's important for me that they are in a good shape, that they are still wearable, and they also are in my size, which is kind of difficult to find. At this time it was, and I guess the trend was really like skinny and close to the body, not really like oversized and loose. So I really have to find like some extra large pieces, which are pretty rare to find, especially in this collection. I have to be patient, but that's really the part of the hunt as well. That's what I love the most. I guess it's the hunt, then the negotiation, and then just getting the piece in my collection. So right now I have a couple of pieces identified that I'm waiting to buy. So I'm waiting for the right price and the right moment. So you will definitely see, hopefully, some unboxing and some more talk about some pieces from this particular collection from Hedi Slimane at Saint Laurent. And still in the realm of the Saint Laurent by Hedi Slimane era, the number one piece of ready-to-wear that I need to find in 2026 is a beautiful leather jacket from Hedi Slimane. And for the same reason that I just mentioned for the Spring-Summer 2015 collection, I really want this piece to be from this particular time. There is so much like leather jackets in the pre-love market. I really don't want to buy one new. I think a pre-love one will have so much more character and personality. But the one I want are pretty rare. First of all, my size is pretty rare at Saint Laurent in this particular time. I'm generally like a 56 under Hedi Slimane, which is pretty big and pretty rare to get, and generally very expensive in the pre-love market. So I'm scanning the pre-love market, eBay, Vestiaire Collective, the really on a regular basis, and hopefully I'm gonna find my leather jacket at the right size, at the right price in 2026. The other collection where I would love to get some key pieces from is the Spring-Summer 2006 of Gucci by Tom Ford, which I believe is the last collection that Tom Ford has presented under Gucci. And as you may know, as you may recall, I was able to get my hands on the beautiful gray suede jacket that was part of this collection, which I love to wear. I have so many compliments every time I wear it. I love to style it as well. But I can see myself really adding more of this type of jacket from this collection in 2026. So I'm definitely scanning the pre-love market on a regular basis. I'm on like eBay, the real Vestiaire Collective once again. So far, no luck to have found one in decent condition, in my size, and for the right price. It can be very expensive as well. So I'm hopeful that in 2026, I will be able to find one that suits me well, and I will definitely keep you posted on that. Okay, next category is about jewelry, and this one is going to be very brief because I don't have a lot under this category. I don't think about a lot of things I would like to add there. However, I'm still thinking about the bracelet d'Apparat, I think that's the name of it, from Hermès that I tried in November in Dallas, in their store in Dallas. And this bracelet was just beautiful. It was made in Bahraini leather, which I absolutely love. However, it was close already to $900, I believe, without taxes. And I know that they have had a price increase recently, so I think this bracelet will be close to 1,000. I'm not sure if I'm ready to spend this money on this type of product. It's a beautiful product. I can definitely use more bracelets. You know, I'd never wear any bracelet, so that will definitely bring something new in my wardrobe that would be, I think, welcomed. But I'm not sure if I will be ready to put this type of money for this type of product. I would rather use, I think, $1,000 for something else. That's something, I guess, that is floating around. It's not like a top priority for me, but if I guess I'm not buying other things and I can allocate this money to this product, I will be happy for it to join my collection. The other thing that I would love to buy one day, it's not necessarily a 2026 purchase. It's more like a long-term, medium to long-term purchase. But that's the Trinity ring from Cartier, which I think is one of the most beautiful rings out there. It's not a new one, but I love the design. I love the trilogy of gold that I think will suit my style pretty well as well. However, I don't think I want to buy this ring for myself. I would love it that would be part of like a special occasion. Like, you know, that my partner and I bought each other some watches. I would love maybe if we can do that for 10 years anniversary or another anniversary. That's why I'm saying it's more like a medium to long-term purchase. I don't wear a lot of rings, so definitely that could be something that is, you know, new and welcome again in my collection. The only ring I wear from time to time is the Equist ring from Hermès, which is a bit chunky, so I don't wear it on a regular basis. Like a smaller one, a more like discreet one, like the Trinity ring from Cartier, will be again very welcome in my collection. Hey guys, this is few days later, hence a different light probably and a different outfit. And the next category I wanted to share with you for my 2026 luxury wish list is shoes. And the number one shoes I would love to get this year is the raw loafers in heel, but in black. So you know that I have the raw loafers in heel in dark brown. I unboxed those shoes last year before going to Paris, and I've used them quite a bit since then. I mean, you have seen them probably in different outfits and different videos. They are probably my favorite pair of shoes that I own, my favorite loafers for sure. I use them so much that they are starting to be a bit damaged on the front, so I would love to keep protecting them by using them less and using the black one. Also, because they are dark brown, I can use them with a lot of different outfits. There is no problem with that, but I feel like with the black one, I can use them with different outfits. For example, with the all black outfit, I will be able to use the black one instead of like the dark brown one. They are very simple because they don't have any hardware on, but also the heel texture is making them, very special and unique and interesting. So I would love to get my hands on the black one. They are very, very difficult to buy because they are always out of stock. So they are not cheap by any means, but at this point, I know I will use them a lot. And if you guys are still looking for a pair of loafers, honestly, I will still recommend those one. I know they are very pricey, but I know you will not regret them because they are so comfortable and so versatile. You will have your cost per wear very low anyway. So those one are definitely on my wish list in black for 2026. Still in the shoes department, I'm gonna tease a little bit here and tell you that I was looking for my next, I will say Chelsea / Western cowboy boots. I definitely wanted to add a dark brown version of Chelsea boots. I have my black one from Saint Laurent. Let me grab them. So those are the black Chelsea boots from Saint Laurent that I use quite often. When I got them, it was definitely a wonderful addition to my wardrobe. I definitely recommend you guys to get a black pair of Chelsea boots. It doesn't have to be Saint Laurent, but they are so useful in my wardrobe that I wanted to get a dark brown version of those. I initially had my eyes on the Chelsea boots from Le Mer, especially in this dark brown color called Tech. They are very pricey. They are about, I think, $1,100, which I think for Le Mer is pretty up there. That was my number one choice, but spoiler alert, I got my pair of cowboy boots at the end of 2025 for Christmas that I still need to show you guys, so stay tuned for that because it's gonna be part of my next video. Okay, last category for this 2026 luxury wish list, and that's probably the one that some of you guys are expecting the most. That's definitely my favorite one. We are now going to talk about bags, and let me say first that I'm very happy and content about how my collection looks like today, but I feel like there is still room for like some new addition in 2026, if you know what I mean. So the number one bag, or let's say the first bag I'm after for 2026 will be a Balenciaga City bag vintage, or like pre-loved from the Nicolas Guestier era, of course. Today I do have two Balenciaga bags. The first one is my work one in brown, the second one is my weekender in black suede, and I love those two bags so much that I feel like they need a new companion in 2026. And the other reason why I would love to buy a Balenciaga City bag in 2026 is because, and I'm very pleased to share that actually. I'm gonna go back to Coachella weekend 1 this year, and that's gonna be the 3rd times I'm attending this festival, and I'm so happy to be able to go back. I'm gonna go there with some great friends too, so I know it's gonna be super fun, and we are already texting each other to plan our outfit for this festival. We are all very excited, and I feel like a city bag would be kind of a vibe, this year over there. So with a shoulder strap, I think it would be kind of practical as well. So I'm hunting the pre-love market, Vestiaire Collective, the real eBay on a regular basis, and I'm trying to find the one I would love to get there, but I would also love to get in my day-to-day life, because the goal is obviously to use it during Coachella, but then to use it as much as I can after. So I'm in between like different models, I have to be honest. My Graal, the number one that I'm targeting that I haven't found yet, is like a pony hair one, kind of like an animal print one, I will say. I have nothing like that in my wardrobe, so I feel like it would be so nice to add to my collection. Anyway, it's pretty rare, so I'm gonna keep digging in that. Otherwise, I feel like a dark brown one, like a chèvre, dark brown from 2005, like early 2000, would be such a vibe as well, but same, it's kind of like rare. And honestly, the pricing of those city bags have like exploded, I feel like, during the past few years, or last year at least. And it's hard to find one for like a decent price in good quality with everything. So the straps, the mirror, and so on. So yeah, I mean, it's not as easy as you think it will be to find a great one. So I will definitely keep you posted on that. Hopefully I'm gonna find it before Coachella, so before April. And yeah, I will definitely unbox it here as well to keep you posted. And talking about pony hair, you guys, I went to Bottega Veneta recently, and I tried this large Andiamo in pony hair that was, I think, one of the most beautiful Andiamo bag I've ever seen. Allegedly, there was only 5 of this model available in the US. I think 1 in New York, 1 in Chicago, 1 in Vegas, 1 in LA that just got bought by Kylie Jenner, and 1 in Orange County where I tried it. I debated it for like 30 seconds, and then I learned the price of it. I think it was around 12.5K. So the large Andiamo is already so expensive. With the pony hair, I think you added like 3 or 4K. So I was like, no, I mean, I could not justify it. It's like more expensive than Birkin probably now. So no, I was not able to do it, obviously. And I'm sharing that because I think I would love to add a new Bottega Veneta bag in 2026. But honestly, the prices those days of Bottega Veneta are so high that it's becoming kind of difficult to justify the price really of those bags. And I already have my large hope in fondant, which I love. I love other colors that Bottega Veneta is offering, but honestly, fondant is my favorite one. But with the price of the Andiamo today, I cannot really justify having both of the large hope and the large Andiamo in fondant. So I guess I could wait to see what other type of large Andiamos they will continue producing and offering. The one in pony hair was definitely up there. It was probably my favorite one I've ever seen. I'm a bit indecisive regarding Bottega Veneta. I feel like I already have this one, which is a pretty big bag, so maybe I should go toward a smaller one, and I need more crossbody bag anyway, so maybe that will be the way to go in 2026 with Bottega Veneta, and that will be a bit cheaper as well. I think it's more like a wait and see in this category, but man, this Andiamo in pony hair, I mean, I think about it on a regular basis, I have to say. A bag I'm ready to pull the trigger on in 2026 though is the Le Mer Croissant bag. I've been eyeing this bag for years really, and trying it in different sizes every time I go to Paris, or every time I'm in a Le Mer boutique, and I love it every time. I haven't pulled the trigger yet because I always had other target, I would say, other bags I was focusing on, and also I was never really quite sure which sizes or which colors was the best for me, but I feel like I'm really ready to pull the trigger in one of them in 2026. As I was mentioning, I'm going to Paris in June. If I buy it this year, which I think is gonna happen, I will definitely do it there because for pricing and offering reason. I feel like I'm gonna go towards the medium one. I feel like the small one is a bit too small on me, and I like the proportion, I guess, of the medium one better. I just like the way it looks on me better, I would say. The large one, I feel like I have enough big bags. I feel like the medium one will be the way to go. So I'm probably gonna go toward like a brownish bag, although I kind of like the khaki version that they have, the khaki or the sage green, or this type of like tone, I guess. I definitely want to go to their main store in Paris and see what they will have in June, and hopefully I'm gonna find the one that's gonna make my heart sing. I also feel like I should mention the Chanel reissue in this luxury wishlist, because this bag has always been, not always, but like for a long time been in the back of my mind as well. I always liked the idea and the look of this bag, especially since Karl Lagerfeld reintroduced it in 2005. I love the 225 size, which I think is the original size. I think it looks good on me crossbody, so I love the idea of the bag. I love the look of it. I'm not quite sure yet if this is something I can use on my day-to-day life. I feel like I will always prioritize other bags compared to this one, and this is not a cheap one, even if you can find it on the pre-love market. So I want to make sure like I will be able to use it. Obviously, I'm not ready to just buy to have it, I guess, in my collection. I'm not like this type of collector really. I'm still like, thinking about it, because again, I would love to own this bag, but I'm not sure if I will be able to use it completely fully. So yeah, it's still in the back of my mind. I'm still thinking about it. If really the model that I see on the pre-love market is really screaming my name, maybe I will do it in 2026. I feel like there is other thing I want to acquire before this bag. So I want to mention it here because I want you guys to know that I'm thinking about it and I found this bag very appealing. The one I will consider will be a gray one from 2005 or like some brown one. So anyway, I'm looking to see if there is some good ones on the pre-love market, and maybe one day I will be ready to pull the trigger on this one. If you have this bag, I would be very interested what you guys think about it. I really feel like it could be like a versatile bag. Let me know in the comment section down below if you have this bag and what you think of it really. I know that Mathieu Blasi has really reinforced its presence on its runway. So yeah, there is that as well. So let me know. I'm curious to know more about this bag. And to finish, and you guys have probably guessed it, but this year I would love to add a very special Hermès bag to my wardrobe, to my collection. Right now I can go in different type of direction. The first Hermès bag I can see myself adding in 2026 is a bag that no one is really talking about, I have to say. That's the Hermès Berlin. I'm not quite sure when this bag was introduced, but I know it's not in production anymore, so you really have to go to the pre-loved route if you are looking for this bag. I know that it has been manufactured in two different sizes, so the size 28 for 28 centimeters and the size 21. I've tried the size 28 a couple of times and I feel like I like the idea of this bag. I love the matelassé of this bag, but I don't really like the way it looks on me. I think it's a bit awkward. I feel like the size 21 will be a great crossbody bag, so I'm definitely targeting more this size. It's a smaller bag at Hermès, so the prices are definitely ramping up as we speak, but I feel like with the right color, the right combo, that will be a great addition to my bag collection or to my Hermès collection. Right now, I'm not seeing any colors on the pre-love market that I like really, so I'm not really ready to pull the trigger on any option out there, but I feel like with some patience, I can find the right one that will suit my wardrobe, collection, and lifestyle the most. And also the good thing is, I feel like those bags are mainly coming in Swift leather, and that's a leather I don't have yet in my collection, in my Hermès collection, so I will be kind of tempted to add this one for this reason as well. So I will keep you posted on that, as I mentioned, and hopefully I'm gonna find the right one. I definitely need more crossbody bag in my bag collection, so I would love to add another one, and if it's an Hermès bag, I mean, that will be the cherry on the cake. And if you have watched my content for quite a while now, you know what I'm about to say again for this last bag for 2026. I would love to get my hands on a Birkin 40 in Barenia Faubourg with palladium hardware in fauve color. It's a pretty impossible bag to get, I guess, because I never seen one in real or online, but I'm gonna be in Paris in June once again, and I feel like I'm gonna try my best to see what's possible. Once I'm gonna be at the Hermès store, I will bring you along for this journey. I want to understand if this is something that is possible to even get. I'm not a Hermès customer, as you guys know. I mean, I'm not purchasing things from Hermès on a regular basis, but if I was able to get one Hermès bag and then call it a day, that would be the one that I would love to get. I think that will complete my collection very nicely, and yeah, that's definitely a dream of mine to own this bag. And guys, I think this is wrapping up my 2026 luxury wish list. I tried to make it a bit more interesting, I guess, by sharing not only materialistic things I would love to buy in 2026. Let me know in the comment section down below what you thought of it and if it was interesting for you. Thank you very much again for all of your support, for your views, for your likes, for your comments. I always appreciate when you guys are communicating with me and when you are, supporting me, supporting this channel. Another wish that I have for 2026 is to achieve 10 10,000 subscribers for this channel. So if you are not subscribed yet, and if you are watching my content on a regular basis, I would love if you hit the subscribe button. That way it will bring me closer to this goal for 2026. So thank you in advance for that. And beside that, I hope you are doing well. I hope you are staying healthy, and I hope 2026 is treating you well so far. I know that the world is kind of like in a weird place right now. So hopefully this video, this content is allowing you to escape a little bit and to think about something else. And beside that, I hope to see you in my next one. Thank you very much, guys, and see you later.